So this is 10 questions with Professor Glyde. We're going to get to know him with 10 simple questions. This is part 1, and if you'd like to get to know him some more, we can do more of these, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's start with the first question. This is the most important. Who is Professor Glyde?
Professor Glyde is a professor of the gliding formulas. He's a master chemist. Personality-wise, he's not really too much of a smiler.
Smiler.
Yeah, more so a very stern, serious character. I like to think of Professor Glyde myself as animated. Professor Glyde's style, I would like to say, is very fluid, smooth, and graceful. He's very graceful.
So he's in the lab.
He's always in the lab.
Okay.
In his books, 24/7.
And his glasses, those are a prescription for him, not for you.
Specifically for me.
Okay.
No, for him. He's playing.
Yeah, so the glasses is him.
Yeah.
So when you're not Professor Glyde, you don't wear the glasses.
Absolutely.
Now, are there times where you just feel like Professor Glyde every day?
Always. I'm always in character. I'm always Professor Glyde, no matter what. Professor Glyde, that persona was, I would like to say, a turning peak in my life where I built more confidence within myself. You know, I became more self-resilient. So, yeah, I'm always Professor Glyde.
Okay, so once you've made the character, you weren't expecting to take it into your real world life, and now he's just you.
Yeah, I didn't expect for this character to take over my entire life, but you know, when dance is your lifestyle, everything that you create within dance, it becomes you.
How long have you been dancing?
Man, I've been dancing since I've been an embryo. Been dancing for maybe, I want to say about 12 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So this isn't the first dance name you've had?
No, I've went through a variety of different dance names.
So just real quickly, can you name all of the dance names you've ever had?
Times. Are you talking about my personal names?
I mean,
like my personal names. Or are you saying every name that I've ever been?
I would say every name that you've ever been, even if you were, I'm aware that you were under people before, under a fam.
Come on,
like
man.
Cyphers.
I don't want to go up under all of these names.
Okay, give us the main.
Are you just speaking my personal names?
Yes.
When I name myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so give us your own personal names that you've given yourself.
Okay, the names that I've given myself: Drama, Priest, Hype Life, Ronan, and Professor Glyde.
Okay, great. So I heard you say a name that really stuck out when you were telling us your names.
Yeah.
And that was Priest. Where did that come from?
Priest came from church, actually. There was a book. There was a book cover that said a whole bunch of different names on the book cover, and I mean, childishly, Priest just stuck out to me. So
did it stick out to you, or what did it call you?
I felt like Priest had called me, actually, from the previous name that I was Drama. I mean, at that period of time, I lived that name. There was a lot of drama in my life, but I felt like, you know, I was liberated when that name, you know, stuck to me.
So would you consider Priest a spiritual name?
Yeah, Priest is definitely a spiritual name. That's why, you know, I don't walk around carrying that name physically anymore. It's spiritual now, you know, so I moved on with that name. It's no longer here in the physical realm, but more so in the spiritual realm, where I gave it up to, you know, the Creator.
Nice.
That name carried me only through a certain period of time within my life. Just like Professor Glyde. Professor Glyde may not even be here for too much longer to, you know, you just never know.
Yeah.
Name just,
That's true.
You're given a name throughout a certain period of time.
Right. Okay. Great.
I hope to stay Professor Glyde.
So then, enough about your names and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How often, because you can't be this You're just a very powerful dancer. You look like a perfectionist. How often do you lab? That's what it's called, right? Lab. Can you tell us what lab means and how often do you do it?
Well, being in the lab is kind of self-explanatory. You're literally in the lab experimenting on different things, different elements to perfect, your craft, your style, the things that make you you.
I want to dig a little deep right now because I feel like everyone has a story. And it seems like it took you a lot to get to this point with Professor Glyde. So, what was your lowest point in dance? I know it hasn't been perfect the whole 12 years.
No, absolutely not. No, my lowest point in dance was when I was priest. The whole phase within that, I was just doing a whole bunch of. I won't really focus on the craft. Really, I could say I was never really as passionate as I should have been. I'm pretty sure being priest was just me carrying a name for clout.
What's your biggest regret in dance?
Biggest regret in dance was just not focusing on the dance. Really, it was focusing on females, focusing on mainly females.
Mainly females?
Yeah, mainly females.
So you were distracted.
So I was very distracted, and that was my biggest downfall. On the reason why I didn't end up being the person who I should have been.
I think every dancer is inspired from somebody. So who inspires you, Professor Glyde?
There's a couple of cats that actually inspire me a lot. With the feet, Storyboard P, Adisa, cat named Blue within the Flex world, Wave-O-Matic, Poppin' Pete, Mr. Wiggles, Tight Eyes, Dude Concrete, and man, there's a couple more cats too. Fred Astaire, Michael Jackson. Golly, man.
You're inspired by a lot.
It's a lot. I can go down a long list.
So I want to know, how long do you see yourself dancing? Because you've been doing it for a while now. And how old are you right now?
I'm 27.
Okay, so wow, you're still very young. How long do you see yourself dancing?
Until I stop. until the passion dies.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
It may not die until I actually hit the grave. So.
So now that we know when you would stop dancing, you would stop when the passion dies. What are your plans with dance before the passion dies? What are your plans?
My plans with dance is to create visual art and share it all over the world. What goes on in my mind. I want to be able to use my art to connect with people.
I really can't help but say Professor Glyde. It sounds so prestigious, Professor.
Thank you.
What is or has been the most satisfying part of dance within these last 12 years?
Getting closer to understanding myself. That has to be like the most satisfying. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Every single day, I find something new about myself that I never even knew of. Yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Well, it has been nice chatting with you, Professor Glyde.
It's been nice chatting with you.
I am unbelievably...
I really enjoyed myself.
You did?
Yeah.
I've enjoyed myself. I love this little place.
Very zen.
Very zen. You're so handsome.
Thank you. Professor Glyde gets a little shy.
He's shy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's I appreciate you letting us get to know you better and see the soul behind the dance. Is there anything you want to say before we close out?
Just breathe.
As you guys can see, Professor Glyde is in his natural habitat. Crikey! He's doing his pelvic thrust.